Hi, my name is Sarah Ruff, and today on Bible Essentials, we are going to find out what the greater gifts we are to be desiring. So if you are ready, I know I am, let's start reading chapter 13. If I speak the languages of men and angels but do not have love, I am a sounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so that I can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I donate all my goods to feed the poor, and if I give my body to be burned, but do not have love, I gain nothing. So what is love? Well, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, is not boastful, is not conceited, does not act improperly, is not selfish, is not provoked, does not keep a record of wrongs, finds no joy in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. Oh, I love this. Here's another reason why we have to have love. Look at 1 John 4, 7, and 8. It says this, "Dear friends, let us love one another because love is from God." Do you need love? Do you need more love in any of these areas listed? Ask God for it because it comes from Him. And everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. The one who does not love does not know God because God is love. Isn't that good? That's why we are to desire love. Okay, verse 8, "But as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for languages, they will cease. As for knowledge, they will come to an end. For we know in part, we prophesy in part." Notice, prophecies, languages, and knowledge are going to come to an end. But even now, we only know in part and we can only prophesy in part. But when the perfect comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put aside the childish things. For now we see indistinctly as in a mirror. Remember back then in the time of Paul, a mirror was probably like looking into tinfoil. So you couldn't see very clearly. So he says, now we see indistinctly as in a mirror, but then when Christ comes face to face. Now I know in part. The knowledge I have is in part, Paul says, but then I will know fully as I am fully known. And this is what I love. Paul says, we can only know in part. We can only know in part, but God knows us fully and completely. Look at 1 Corinthians 8:2. "If anyone thinks he knows anything, he does not yet know it as he ought to know it. But anyone who loves God is known by Him." All right, we're finishing out chapter 13 with verse 13. It says, "Now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." Those are the greatest gifts. Love is the greatest gifts that we are to be desiring. It doesn't matter if we have all these gifts, if we do not have love, we have nothing. Okay, next week, we're going to continue on this topic of spiritual gifts. Don't miss it. We'll see you then.